Nicki Minaj took her opportunity to get her pound of flesh on JayZ. Nicki Minaj went to a MAGA wedding last night, so she couldn't tweet about this JayZ thing at all.
She went to a fucking MAGA wedding? She really dove deep into this shit, man. You got that new Nicki on your shit, Nick? You a op. You straight op.
I'm dangerous in this game play. I'm TNT, but it's safe to say you won't have a problem.
And we are back with another episode of Nemo's Room, where we ingest, digest, and break it down. We got part 2 of the Epstein files featuring JayZ today. Apparently, as soon as they dropped, Miss Nicki Minaj took it upon herself to go out and confirm some of this shit. Let's see what the hell's going on with that, man. These files, it's like 3 million more files that just dropped, and it just doesn't stop.
The JayZ and Epstein scandal has gotten so much worse since our last update. The Epstein files were released yesterday. Now, when the Epstein files were released, this document was included in the Epstein files, and it mentioned JayZ. Now, when Epstein was initially arrested in 2019, there was a tip line that was opened by the FBI where anybody could call in and leave a tip about Epstein. Now, somebody called into the tip line in 2019, and they left a tip. The story itself began to break down when she claims that she was abducted 7 times, that the didn't stop until 2006 when she would have been well into her adult ages. So all in all, if you hate JayZ, you believe this. If you like JayZ, you don't believe it. And it's causing chaos online, right? Now, the one part of this that's being heavily scrutinized is this William Barr excerpt, right? So she claims that Leon Black and the current United States Attorney General, William Barr, was present during some of the occasions of it. The iHeartMedia JayZ defenders ran to the timeline to defend JayZ by attempting to point out what they would claim is wrong information or something that discredits the entire tip line transcript. They would claim that when the person claims that the current Attorney General, William Barr, was present, that they were incorrect because William Barr served as the Attorney General in 1991 to 93, and he was not the Attorney General in 94. So, they lied. So hence, the entire tip is discredited. But it looked like she rushed to JayZ's defense a little too soon. If you're somebody who don't like JayZ, you're of the approach that JayZ is a terrible human being, one of the worst human beings to ever live. So you believe every single detail that comes out because you already think this about JayZ. You just don't have the proof. So this is going to be your proof. You're going to hang on to it. But Laura LaRosa...
Honestly, we could say that about a lot of the folks in the files. If that's the angle that we're looking at it from, like, okay, this is all coming through a tip line, right? Besides the actual emails that are in the files, right? At the end of the day, we kind of know everything that was going on those islands, right? And if we don't at least take a step to investigating, then everything is left up to speculation, of course, right?
If you go to these quote tweets, Laura LaRosa got tore up for being like a JayZ puppet, right? Somebody tagged her and says, Laura LaRosa, not only is this post a pathetic display of your bias in media coverage, it also displays your lack of reading comprehension. The report does not say William Barr was the AG in 94. It says William Barr was the current Attorney General when the report was filed in 2019. So people is at her, bro. People says, look at these pro-pedo people of all of a sudden, they could never try to moral grandstand or virtue signal ever again. 50.
That's the thing too. Like, if you're gonna go out publicly making stance, you need to be proofreading. You need to be fact checking, and you need to plug in your sources. You know what I mean?
50 Cent wasted no time. As soon as this news dropped, 50 Cent ran to his Instagram to let it be known that he's working on a JayZ documentary currently. So the caption stated, damn, they got your man Jay in the Epstein files.
Yo, imagine if 50 does a JayZ doc, bro. We're gonna have to protect 50. We're gonna have to protect 50 because he's gonna have the world in his back, man.
Now, 50 Cent was not the only celebrity to go off on JayZ. Nicki Minaj, took her opportunity to get her pound of flesh on JayZ. Nicki Minaj went to a MAGA wedding last night, so she couldn't tweet about this JayZ thing at all. But tonight, her schedule was apparently free.
She went to a fucking MAGA wedding. She really dove deep into this shit, man. She really did. And I understand, you know, needing protection because, you know, shit is wild, right? ICE and everything that they're doing with immigrants and just the Trump administration overall, I get it, right? It's some scary times, especially being an immigrant as she is. But you came out of New York, right? You came here, you came out of New York, you seen the black struggle, you seen how America was moving with mans, you seen, you had to go through it yourself, you know what I'm saying? If you didn't have rap, you'd be going through it even harder, you know what I'm saying? And to just turn completely against everything that you stood for coming up, everything that helps you come up, it's just wild. And it makes sense why everybody's just, you know, turning they're turning away from her, because like it was just the craziest sellout I've seen in a long time. Like, she sat there and complimented Donald Trump. She said, "Our handsome, dashing president." I feel like next she's gonna fight for her brother and her husband, who are sex offenders, to be pardoned. It's just like a bunch of crazy movements she's doing right now. It's just like so it's like, if she hadn't done all that shit and then she came out talking about this JayZ stuff and whistleblowing on him, people would take it so much more seriously. But because she done grifted over here to the MAGA side, you know, we're a little skeptical about, you know, trusting that little Nicki.
So she started raining hell on JayZ about an hour ago. So about an hour ago, Nicki Minaj tweeted out, "Hey, what you doing?" And then she quote tweeted, you know, like allegations made by a Drake fan page where they claim that JayZ dated Foxy Brown when she was and took her virginity when he was 23. You know, the page also claimed that JayZ was going out with Aaliyah when she was 17 and he was 26, 27, 28. They also claim that JayZ met Beyonce and started dating her. Now, listen, man, like, these allegations...
Sorry, but you're done.
The problem is those are not allegations, right? We were there. we saw. You know what I'm saying? We've been here the whole time through Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? We know. So it's like, it does give a little more power to the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Allegations are not really new in regards to JayZ. I think we heard like Jaguar Wright like spew these allegations for years. This is where Nicki Minaj starts to really rain hell on JayZ. At this point, bruh, if I'm JayZ, man, if this is not true,
but it is. The crazy part is, like, back then we were watching it, we were seeing it. It was just not that many people saying shit. And I think we were just caught up in the stardom, and, like, being a celebrity and everything definitely meant a lot more back then, right? And we didn't really care too much about what they were doing. We were just enamored in stardom back then. You know what I'm saying? And like, because a lot of shit was going on back then that, like, if that shit was going on now, a lot of people would be canceled. But, you know what I'm saying? It was a different time. We were starstruck. I'm not giving any excuses, especially I'm not excusing the fact that it fucking happened, because it happened. We were there. We seen the shit happen. This is the problem with this whole shit, him being named. It's not even just the fact that, oh, if you like or dislike JayZ, there's evidente. You know what I'm saying? Kelly was one of the ones too. Kelly was one of the, because Aaliyah was favored. You know what I'm saying? Aaliyah was a hot commodity back then. Everybody wanted to be with Aaliyah, no matter what the fuck her age was. Nobody was giving a fuck. It was crazy. It was a crazy time.
You wasn't messing with Aaliyah when she was this young, and you ain't meet Beyonce, or you wasn't messing with Beyonce when she was this young. At this point, bro, you gotta start suing, bro, because the allegations are sticking. Nicki Minaj continued, and she says, "Are y'all understanding that these people have been sacrificing as a way of gaining and maintaining power?" This right here is some serious accusations. Now, she never stated JayZ particularly. All she did was post this picture, which if JayZ is gonna sue her, I don't know if this is, if this is gonna be enough for defamation. But
It's
as she continues,
fucking. It's not even AI, bro. You remember how photos used to look back in the 90s, early 2000s? We didn't have AI. You know what I'm saying? That's crisp. That's too crisp to be AI. I'm telling you right now.
Democrat again. You're just as soulless as they are and will perish. All right, bro. Right, here's where she started mixing like her MAGA nonsense into this, bro. Maybe it's time for me to do some story times. Since I was trying to not say what I know, yet they continue to attempt bullying. Also, I won't be released.
That's crazy. Bullying, bitch. You literally flip-flopped on all mans. Not even just your fan base. You flip-flopped on black people as a whole. Black Americans. Bitch, do you not understand the gravity of the situation? Do you not understand the gravity of what the fuck is going on in the United States of America? You have millions of dollars. Millions. You're not living middle class. You're not even just upper class. You're upper class, right? You have the bread. You have the facilities. But instead, you flip-flopped and you went and started supporting somebody who goes against everything kind of that we are standing for on this side. You know what I mean? Who's literally turning America into the new Nazi Germany. And you can't see where the negativity is coming from.
Now, Nicki continued and she says, your favorite...
You got that new Nicki on your shit, Nick? You a op. You straight op.
Artist has been practicing rituals in a satanic cult where they take babies from other countries and mutilate and kill them as a form of a blood sacrifice to their god. You see, when your master is Satan, you must constantly shed blood, however the jig is up. Yo, JayZ...
The jig is up. Get it? Jigga. My bad.
Nicki is being very careful, right? Because she will say things that would allude to JayZ, such as like, the jig is up, right? Like, Jigga Man, but she doesn't really say JayZ specifically.
Jigga!
Now, she will go on and she will say, should I do a daily story time about who's been doing what?
As juicy as the information may be, Nicki, that would be a double-edged sword for you, because it's been years and you've held on to this information of debauchery and fuck shit. And now you want to whistleblow? You see, this is why we don't fucking trust you.
Now, she would also say, Trevor, is she talking about Trevor Noah? Oh, Trevor Noah hosted the Grammys tonight, so I'm assuming she's trying to say that Trevor Noah and JayZ is apparently dating. To me, bro, even if you hate JayZ, which I don't like JayZ not one bit, but I'm not, listen, man, I'm not believing it.
Yeah, it's definitely cap.
This sounds like schizophrenic rants, bro. She continues, and she says, they sabotaged my documentary because I spoke about that I suffered. They've been trying to stall all my projects in hope I lose a bunch of money and beg them for help. Their leaders still think it's a joke. The destruction that's about to come down on them isn't funny. I told y'all to leave me alone. Now you'll understand why you should have just sat there and taken your meds. She continues and she says, imagine if a 30-year-old rapper was out here with a in this day and age, and how y'all would have had his head on a platter. The guy was hugging and humping on teens in broad daylight. Next, I'll get on the owner of the Shade Room and more. She continues, says, maybe I should discuss the brainwashing techniques they use. Then she reposted a picture of...
There's just so much photo evidence. Even if, okay, there was an understanding of her age and whatnot, and this is just, it was just like professional or whatever. There's still the degree of movement that you go by when, we're definitely not hugging from behind like so. We don't have her pressed up against ourselves. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Maybe just like a arm over the shoulder type drawn, or a light just hand on the back shoulder.
It's unclear if Aaliyah was not an adult in this picture. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe she wasn't. And she put, what in the F hashtag predator in regards to JayZ and Aaliyah. JayZ at some point is going to have to come down from his high horse and actually address some of this, man. Because right now, I'll be real, the general consensus when it comes to Rock Nation is that Rock Nation is evil.
As
they're
fuck.
mean-spirited. You know, they're behind a lot of evil stuff that's been going on in the industry.
Hell yeah.
Folks, you know, right now, if you poll people on Desiree Perez and Rock Nation, on Rather Not Dare the Devil, a good 80% would probably tell you they don't trust Rock Nation, they hate Rock Nation, they think Rock Nation is devilish, they're demonic, right? And that's the general consensus, and that's because JayZ don't really address certain things. He don't really address certain narratives, which I think he should. But when we don't know, because you won't speak, when you have allegations like, hey, yo, JayZ got this kid pregnant, she had a son, he hasn't claimed the son because the chick was an underage chick that he got when you have things like that coming out and you're going out of your way to avoid a DNA test, like out of your way, like you are spending millions of dollars in lawyer fees to stop this kid from getting a DNA test from you, because things like that make you look crazy.
He has a knack for, he feels as though he's mastered the art of just letting shit pass by. Like, let's not address anything and let's just keep moving. Which on a strong frequency base makes sense. You know, you can't let everything stop you, or, you know, put up mental blocks or cause negative thoughts within your head or cause you to doubt yourself and things like that, right? But at the same time, it becomes a point where things are getting thrown at you, and it's not that you have to defend yourself per se, but say something. You know what I mean? Even if it's like a nonchalant rebuttal, or like a indirect, you know, even if it's something like that, you know, say something, do something, especially when there's so much evidence to support. And it's not even like a mountain, but it's a lot more evidence to support the allegations than in defense. You know what I mean? But you guys let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next one.